Hey guys, it's Noelle Cruz, Presidential Diamond with It Works Global. It's so good to see you guys tonight. I haven't seen you for a couple weeks. So it's good to see your faces. And if you guys want to turn your cameras on, that would make me so happy. So I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. I am super, super excited to introduce you to a special guest that we have tonight. Presidential Diamond Corrina Spooner lives in Canada, you guys, and she has an incredible story. So I cannot wait for you to hear from her. But just like a little bit about her, she's earned $100,000 in bonuses, and she went triple diamond in 10 months. So super, super impressive. I cannot wait for you guys to hear her story. So, hey, Corrina, how are you? I'm gonna unmute you.
There we go. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being on with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for asking me. I'm pumped.
Yeah, so can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from and how long you've been in the business?
Yeah, so I'm Corrina Spooner. I'm originally from British Columbia, Canada, and I live in Alberta now. It's colder here. I'm in a sweater and it's August. What the hell? And I've been in this business for just over 4 years. So in May was my 4-year anniversary.
Okay, awesome. So can you just share your story with us? Like, why did you end up getting started?
Okay, so I have like a roller coaster of a story. Um, I just have been through so much in this business, but when I first started, I had no clue about any of this kind of stuff. Like I'd never even heard about network marketing. I'd never tried a product like this. Like I had no clue. I didn't even use Facebook. I thought social media was stupid. I was that person who was like so one single track minded. Like I wasn't open to anything. Well, I thought I wasn't. Clearly I was, because I tried it. But I was a personal trainer right before I started. And then before that, I was that person who was always jumping around from job to job. Like I worked at a bank for a few years, and I thought that was like what my career was going to be. And I remember looking around, and everybody that worked at this bank that I worked at was miserable. They were complaining about their job. They were overweight and just like whining about everything and just unhappy individuals. And I remember looking around and oh my God, this is not what I want. I do not want this. And I legitimately thought that that's what my career is going to be. And I walked into my boss's office that day and I was like, I'm done. By 2 weeks, I'm done. And obviously they were shocked, because I was like going to go into training to be a financial manager. Like I was like set on this, and I just quit that day. And after that, I was like this lost little puppy. I had no idea what I wanted to do. But one thing that I can say is I always knew I wanted to be my own boss. Like I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I dropped out of high school and I had no education, nothing. I had some, and even the education I did have, I took like the easy way out in high school. I hated high school. I was bullied in high school. Like I just hated it. And that's why I dropped out. And, so anyways, I wanted to be something. I wanted my own business. I just didn't I never thought that I could actually do it. And I even took out this huge student loan to do this course that I thought was going to be amazing too. It's called for medical transcription. If any of you guys know what that is, it is boring. It is not fun. But I thought in my head, I was like, that would be cool if I could work from my laptop on the beach and just work from wherever I wanted. So I already had that dream. And I always say this, I preach this to my team all the time. I attracted this business, and so did every single one of you guys that's in this business. You attracted this to yourself in some way. And looking back now, I'm like, holy crap, I attracted this to me by wanting to work from home. But I didn't realize that at the time. When Marina, my upline, was asking me to do this and telling me I would be so good at it, I was thinking in my head, like, are you insane? Why would I do something like that? That sounds ridiculous. But little do I know that that's I wanted. And so when I started, I was like that person who I watched for like a day or two. I wasn't really sure. And then I was pure ignorance on fire. Like I had no clue about anything. I just saw all these women making money. And that's what got me going. I was like, okay, this girl, you know, I was following all the groups, and we had no Zoom or anything back then. It was just the team pages. So I was just like following all these women online and seeing that, you know, they were making $10,000 bonuses and making all these bonuses. And I'm like, what? You're making bonuses selling greens and wraps? Like, how the hell is this happening? So in my head, I was like, okay, if these people are doing this, there's no reason why I can't do this. You know, my upline, the girl who signed me, she's amazing, but she's just a normal chick too, right? You know, she had her own cleaning business. She had kids. She was busy. And I just thought, if she can do this, I can do this. And I just ran for it. I ran for Ruby. I got my Ruby, but right when I went Ruby, I wanted more all the time. And so as soon as I hit Ruby, I wanted Diamond. And you guys, I fell off. Like I hit Ruby and I stopped working a little bit because I kind of thought, I got in my own head and I thought I thought it was just a fluke that I even made that paycheck. I thought it was a fluke. I was like, yeah, right. This is stupid. There's no way. I kept saying that. I tried to quit probably, oh God, over 10 times. Like every week my upline was talking me out of quitting. And and so I kind of fell off for like a couple of months. It was summertime too. I was 25 and I was having fun. I was, you know, doing my thing. And then August came and my credit card was still like, I joined this business to pay off my credit card and to be working on a beach. And I racked up my credit card even more. And I was definitely not working on a beach yet. So August came and I was like, okay, I need to like rethink this. And then in between this time, my upline earned a $10,000 bonus. So they're okay. I need to rethink this. Like I need to actually go for this. So I almost completely lost my Ruby by the time August came. Like I think my volume was at like 400 or something ridiculous. And I just decided right then, okay, I'm getting Diamond. So September I went Diamond. I worked my butt off and got Diamond. And then I just kept going. I saw when I went to conference changed everything. You guys, if you have not gone to conference, you have to go. And I went to again, God, I'm so stubborn. I feel so bad for my upline. I was like that nightmare distributor. But I was that person when I went Diamond, my upline was like, you have to go to conference now. You have a team. This is like your responsibility to get. In my head, I'm like rolling eyes because I'm like, ugh. So now I have to spend, you know, my $2,000 paycheck I got as a Diamond and spend it on a conference ticket and a plane ticket and hotel and all this. And I'm thinking like, I was so annoyed with her at the time. You guys, but I listened. For some reason, there was something in the back of my head that was like, you got to go. You have to go. You know, I had a team. I did have a really hardworking team. And what she said made sense. Like, I better go. So anyways, I went and it totally changed. It obviously changed my life because I went, you know, I was double when I went. It was a brand new double. And when I went to conference the next month, I went triple, earned a $50,000 bonus. And then guess what? I was traveling and working on the beach, and I was just doing my thing. Like I joined this business. I didn't have kids or anything like that. I just wanted to I wanted to party and travel the world. I wanted to go bar hopping in Ireland, beach in Spain. Like I wanted to do all of these things, and I just started manifesting all of that. And this business just allowed me to do that. So, you know, I kind of spent 2 years, you know, I was just talking to Noelle about this. I had spent 2 years just chilling at triple. Like triple, I got comfortable, like way too comfortable. You know, $10 to $15,000 a month as a triple is pretty freaking cool. And I'd never made money like that in my entire life. Like I came from a very poor family. Like we had no money growing up. I'd never experienced anything like that. So I literally spent it all. I spent it all. I traveled. I bought a brand new truck. I bought my dream Harley. I bought my dirt bike. I went dirt biking all over the States for 2 years. Like I just did everything that I wanted to do. I got selfish for a bit, and it was awesome. And I was helping my team. You know, I was signing these girls who were the same as me. I went through a stage where I think I'm going to get I'll get to this more after. But I went through a stage where when I first started, I was adding people to my network. Because as we know, we need to add people. I was adding people to my network, and I was joining like mom groups and like, oh God, I don't know, just random groups and adding moms to my page. Because in my head, I was like, this is perfect for moms. Like if I remember because my mom was a single mom, and I wish she would have had this back then, right? I wish she could have made money. So that's what my mindset was at. But I was adding all these moms and then trying to talk to them and trying to, get real with them and trying to connect with them. And I couldn't connect with them because I would ask them if they were interested in the business. Like, hey girl, you interested in joining this business and making a bunch of money with me? And they'd be like, honestly, I see your lifestyle and I can't travel. I can't do that because I don't have like that. And so then I started realizing, oh, okay, that's when something clicked. I was like, okay, these moms, they're not relating to me at all, like at all. So anyways, I started, because I was dirt biking and traveling a lot, I started adding women from different pages, different groups and different pages on Facebook because I run most of my business on Facebook, but I know some of you do Instagram. Anyways, I do Facebook. So I started adding women from travel groups and dirt biking groups and things that I was like posting about all the time. And then all of a sudden now I have this huge network and a team full of people that are doing the same thing that I'm doing. And that was amazing because then I was able to help other girls that were my age, 25, between 20 to 30, and help them go and buy their brand new dirt bike or buy their Harley or whatever they wanted to do, because that's what I was doing. So anyways, I had this huge network of girls. I was teaching all these women how to do this, and I got way too comfortable at at Triple. And then life happened. I went through some really, really crappy things. Like, I actually just did a Zoom about this. You guys I don't want to get too into it, but like life happened. I got into an abusive relationship, like physically, mentally. It was terrible. My precious dog died. And if you guys don't have animals, I know you won't understand this, but like, it was terrible. And it was like all at once. I broke my leg. I just went through this like shitstorm of stuff all in like a few months. And I put my business on the back burner. And I don't want to say it was the worst thing that I've ever done, because it really, it sucked, because you guys, my paycheck went down. It went down like a lot. I was making 10 to 15 grand a month as a triple, and it went down to like 200 in December. And like, when you've bought as many things as I have and spent as much money as I did, that was like not good. Mm-hmm. And so it caused me to rethink a lot of things in my business. And I remember sitting there and I looked at my paycheck and I cried. Okay. I cried and I had a moment, and I thought to myself, okay, you've had a lot of fun this last couple of years, because I did work really freaking hard to go triple. Like, I'm not trying to downplay that. It was hard work. It took a lot out of me, but it was worth it. And so I looked at my paycheck and I watched a Zoom. I can't remember who did it, but a top leader had written out her goal check that she wanted to make and wrote down the months. So it was January. It was starting January. It was the next year. And I was like, okay, I want to make $30,000 and in my head, there's like that little voice in the back of my head's like, you're insane. Like, there's no friggin' way you're going to do that. Because for me to go presidential, I needed to build my team up. Lots of people lost rank. A lot of people quit. A lot of people just kind of stopped working. They were doing what I was doing, stopped working. And I needed to build a brand new double diamond from scratch, from zero, nothing, like brand new leg. And so there was that voice in the back of my head that was like, you're insane for even thinking that that's possible. But I just thought, okay, if all of these women can do this, I see people go presidential from scratch in 6 months, a year. Like if they can do this, I've got a decent foundation, I can do this. So you guys, I got to work. And in January, I also found out I was pregnant. So I was sick, like so sick. I went to conference, and from January to March, my paycheck went from $5,200, and then March it was almost $20,000. And I remember thinking like, holy, I built a double in less than, I guess it was 3 months. Yeah, I built a double in 3 months. And I just remember thinking like, holy crap, I did it. Like I thought about it. I thought about it all the time. I wrote it down all the time, wrote down my goals all the time. Like I actually listened to what top leaders were saying when they say to write down your goals and do your affirmations and do your self-development. Like I actually did all of those things, and that's what happened. And you guys, it obviously has changed my life again. Like I went through some really hard times, had my time feeling down on the bottom, and then that's what I love about this business is you decide. Like you decide, do I want to stay in a rut? Do I want to stay at the bottom? Or do I want to work my ass off and make some money and help change lives, change my own life? And you know, in between, like Noel said, between me and my boyfriend's account, because I built my boyfriend. I was like, okay, I need a new double, so I'm going to build my boyfriend a double. So now we've also got his income as a double, plus the presidential income, plus I earned him $25,000 bonus, all within 3-4 months. Okay, so I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to maybe inspire you guys that if you decide right now, like this second, and think, okay, maybe you're a distributor and you want diamond. If you decide right now that you want diamond in 4 months, you can do it. You can easily, maybe not easily. Get out of here. I can see you. He's so annoying. He's my boyfriend is prevailed. So anyways, if you decide now, you can do it. You know, there's been so many people on my team who have, you know, signed up because of the $10,000 bonus incentive in 4 months and have hit that. Like we've seen people over and over and over do it. There's no reason why you can't do it. Even if you don't have a bonus attached to it, who cares? Who cares about the bonuses? You don't need that. And that's what I always tell my team too. They're like, oh, but I can't get the diamond bonus now. Who cares? Conference is going to be next year, and maybe you'll have yourself, just decide that you'll have yourself set up for triple for when conference comes, and then you'll get a $25,000 to $50,000 bonus. So anyways, that is my story. I know it's a roller coaster of a story. Like 1 second I am partying and beach hopping, and now I'm pregnant and buying houses and hanging out.
And you're so sick.
So it's good.
I love that you've been sick since January. Like you found out you were pregnant in January, and you literally have been sick since January. And in that time, you built a double diamond, you promoted to presidential, you know, your check went back up. And even though you don't feel good every single day, you're still working your business.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's something that I've really had to learn is how to focus my energy on what I want and not my problems. And I think that's where so many of us get stuck, not in just this business, like in life itself. We all get so stuck on our problems, and that's all we focus our energy on is our problems and all the negative, instead of focusing our energy on what we want, because problems need energy to live. If you don't give your problems any energy, they eventually go away, you know? Just like me, when I'm feeling sick, I have a nap and I just make myself feel good. Or if I'm having a bad day, I make sure I do my self-development and feed my brain with good stuff and feed my body with good food. You know, oh man, I had such a bad day. Was it yesterday? I don't know, one of the days just recently, I had such a bad day. I was so irritable. I didn't want to work. I did not want to work. Yeah, this was yesterday. I did not want to work. I didn't want to do anything. And I realized it's because I've been feeding my body with not good food. I've been craving sugar, so I was eating sugar and just not being good to myself. And then like we've been going through some family stuff too. And so I've just been like focusing on these bad things when I should be focusing on what makes me happy. And what makes me happy is my team and growing myself as a person and as an entrepreneur and growing my business. So I like had to have a moment. I always listen to podcasts or like check myself with self development, and I, instead of focusing on those bad times and feeling sick and being upset that I'm pregnant, because just being pregnant, I was upset about being pregnant for a long time until just recently. So I stopped focusing on that, and then I signed a distributor out of nowhere. I sat down, I was like, okay, you can't work your business based on how you're feeling. You just have to work your business. So, I want to go ambassador. I'm not going to go ambassador sitting here crying and feeling sorry for myself because things aren't perfect in my life, because they never will be perfect. So you got to get over that. So I sat down, I was like, hey, I need to do this. So I sat down, I interacted, and I messaged 50 people. I got my 50 people out of the way, and then I signed a distributor. Somebody messaged me and was like, oh, okay, I'm ready. I was like, oh, I wasn't even going to message. I honestly was like, just go to bed, Corrina. You can work tomorrow. But there was that voice in me, because I preach it to my team all the time. So I can't just preach it and not do it. So if I had gone to bed, I probably wouldn't have signed that. Well, no, I definitely wouldn't have just signed that distributor. Maybe she would have ghosted me for the rest of the week. She was feeling ready that day. So yeah, you cannot work your business based on how you're feeling. You've got to just do it.
That's so good. Okay, so let's talk about that. So you gave a quick tip where you said, obviously we have to grow our networks. And when you first started, you went through a spree where you were adding and friending a bunch of moms because you thought that moms would be the network that need this business. And I really think that that's interesting, because you started when you were how old?
25.
25. Okay. Now there's lots of us that are older that think that, signing a 21 to 25-year-old is going to be like the sweet spot. It's going to be like, oh, if I can get these young girls who know how to work Instagram, who know how to take selfies, who spend all their time on social media, whatever, who don't have kids because they have more free time. Like, we start to tell ourselves, oh, if we could just connect with this network, then maybe my business would grow faster. So, but you were in that network. You were kid-free, social media queen, not really, but you know what I mean? Like, you knew how to take selfies, like, you know how to operate your phone, all of these things. But you were looking for people that were like our age. Tell me about that.
Yeah. I know, it's funny, hey? Well, in my head, I just like I said, I thought of my mom, because there's just that thing in my head, or I just thought this would be perfect for a single mom or somebody who really needs the money, or, people that have kids and want to stay at home. Like, I had that thought in my mind. And the fact that a lot of like my upline was a mom, I just, for some reason, I thought that this was a business meant for moms. So anyways, I went and I added so many moms, you guys. Like, that's all I added. I would go through their friends, find moms and whatever. And I did not sign any of them. None of them, because none of them could relate to me. And it's just like, now I'm not going to sign, I'm not going to sign somebody who's well, maybe I would, because I was going to say, I'm not going to sign somebody who's 19 and wanting to go travel, do those things. That's what I've gone through. Absolutely. Or sorry, I wouldn't be targeting people that I have no common interests with at all, because for one, it makes them harder to relate to your posts. Like, for example, when I was that age, partying and posting all my pictures of dirt biking and riding my horse and just doing whatever I wanted, those moms were like at home with their kids being like, look at this bitch, thinks she's having so much fun, and I'm here with my kids. Sorry for my swear words. I cuss a lot. So, but anyways, they're like, they're like jealous. And so when I message them, they're like either rude to me because they're like, who does she think she is, thinking she can, get me on board? I can't do anything that she's doing. So why would she think that I can do this? So I started targeting those women that would see my posts and want what I had. And, and I most of my distributors I was signing and my whole market was all women that were wanting to travel the world and wanted that extra money and wanted to do all these things and just couldn't. And so they could relate with me when I spoke about what I spoke about. And then now my target market has changed.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going into groups with moms. We just bought a house, so and we're renovating. So I'm going into home renovation groups and interior decorating groups, and I'm adding people from all those kinds of things because they're going to see all my posts and they're going to relate to it, right? So like I would be going and adding sorority girls because they're going to look at me and be like, who is this chick? They have no interest in kids or being a mom, or they're not going to care about seeing my big pregnant belly on their news feed, but other expecting moms they're going to be like, oh my God, I miss being pregnant or whatever, they're going to relate to me. And that's what you want. You're going to sign way more people if you have that on your Facebook or Instagram or whatever you use.
Yeah. So when you first started, you said you were just ignorance on fire. And I know coming into this business, not knowing a thing about the products, a thing about the company, I was the exact same thing, ignorance on fire, and just did it. And I feel like so often people ask, they're like, well, what did you do? How did you do it? And I think it really comes down to, it's not so much about the how, it's really about the why. So, but what are some things you can say, like, in your ignorance on fire, what did you do? Like what would you say is one of the things that you teach your new distributors to do because it's what you did?
So one thing that I actually was taught since I was a young kid, so maybe that's why it stuck with me. But my dad always used to tell me that one day in the field is the equivalent to a month of researching. Like, you may as well get your ass out and do something about it. He literally would say those exact words to me. So I've always thought that. I'm like, okay, take action and do. Go take action and do it, because researching it is only going to get you so far. And so I teach my team, I tell my team that too. And, sometimes, obviously, depending, I'm very, I'm all about color personalities, and I really try to train my team accordingly. So if I know that they're pretty red and I can say it exactly like that, then I do say it exactly like that. But a yellow person, I may explain it a little bit differently. So I tell them that right away. And, you will get your distributors who are so green that they can't even fathom that. So I just work closer with those people. And then, so one thing that I have been doing, this goes to like adding to your network, because how you get those people who say that they're too scared to add because they don't want weirdos. Well, I get them to write out a list of 10 things that they are interested in, their hobbies or whatever. Like, are you interested in horses? Do you like cooking, hiking, whatever? And I get them to send me that list, and then I help them find groups to add themselves to from, maybe different cities and different states, or provinces or countries or whatever, and get them, I start small, obviously, but get them adding from groups that they're interested in, so that I can say to them, you're not adding people you're not adding randoms. You're not adding random Indian men that are going to hit on you. You're adding people that have the exact same interests as you. You're adding people, and you're going to see their cool outdoor hiking pictures too. Like that's one thing that I always tell my team too, when they're brand new, is that not only are you going to make really good money, but you're going to make some really, really amazing good friends. Oh, what's going on here?
You just started screen sharing, and I don't know how to take that off. So if you could not do that. How do I do that?
I don't know.
Stop sharing. Hold on. I think I may have. Okay.
There you go.
You got it.
I was like, what the heck's going on? So anyways, I teach that right away. And a lot of times that gets them excited too. It gets them excited because now they're adding people to their networks that they're going to have the same interests in and excited about making new friends. And I think the biggest thing is just getting them excited right away. And a lot of people like this, how do I say this? Sorry. I always forget how this quote goes. You know, facts only say so much. Like you can only say so many facts on where it's going to get through somebody's head. But when you tell them and show them the dream, when you show them all the bigger picture, that's when people start getting that fire. People run on emotion, and even you greens out there, I am 0% green, but I know that even the greens you guys run, we all run on emotion, and we all started this for some reason. Like for me, I was broke and I like did not know how I was paying my rent. I had a broken arm. I break so many bones, but I had a broken arm. I didn't know what I was going to do. Like
all the dirt biking.
yeah. Dirt biking. Broke my leg and my arm. It sucked.
But but stories sell. So I think that it's 1,000% true for every color personality.
Yes, that's what it is. The stories are what is going to sell. And I always think back to like when my upline, I don't even think she really knew that she was doing this, but every time that she like a fast or anything like that, she would tell me because she knew that I needed the money really, really bad. And so every time she would get a fast start bonus, she'd be like, oh, I just got $100. Oh, I just got $500. And I'm like, what? Like, how? Teach me how. And so that's how I try it. That's how I get a lot of my team going right away, is to make sure that they know and understand their why, because your why should be what fuels you, and your vision should be something that you should be chasing all the time. So if you have that strong, and if you keep reminding them all the time of why they're doing this, and keep showing them that you're successful, that you're doing this, you know, like every time I get a fast start, every time I sign a customer, every time I sign a distributor or whatever, I'm excited and telling them like it's my first time I've ever gotten one. And it just fuels them because they feel that excitement through you. And people are they're so attracted to energy. And that's just create that ignorance on fire. But again, there's some people, unfortunately, that just never will do anything, and that's okay.
Yeah. I truly believe that it doesn't matter what people say, because, and I know you have the same thing. I have people join me that are like, I'm going to be an ambassador in a year. And then within 72 hours, they've joined the witness protection program. And then there's people who join that are like, you can't count on me for anything. I'm just going to order the products. And then they go diamond, you know, and it's a lot of lip service. And so when I sponsor somebody, I don't listen to what they say at all. I watch what they do. And it's a matter of showing up every single day, day in and day out. And it's really those people, sorry, both of my toddlers are out of bed and are in my office and not what's going on, but they're both here. I'm hoping they're not going to grab a pen and start coloring. But it's really a matter of showing up and just figuring it out. And I think, like, looking back to when I was a new distributor, sit down. When I was a new distributor, the thing that I did a lot of was just ask and just do. Hold on. It was just a matter of just trying and just constantly talking to new people. And I would start a conversation and I wouldn't know how to carry on that conversation. So I would ask somebody and I would say, how should I respond? Yep. Can you help me? Can you get on the phone with me and help me walk through this? Can you talk to this potential customer with me to help me get them started on this product that I know nothing about? Can you talk to this potential distributor for me so that I can tell them more about the business when I know nothing? And just really asking, but doing, not just sitting and waiting for somebody to give you a task, not waiting for another pop-up power hour, but literally taking the initiative to just work.
Mommy. Yeah, I totally agree. And like I was said at the very beginning, when I started, there was no Zooms, there was no training, there was no nothing. We had posting and team pages, and you ask your upline. And a lot of the times, like, I bless my upline, she's amazing, but she ran a full-time cleaning company, and she had 2 kids and a husband and dogs, and she was crazy busy. So I was like, I didn't have anybody to go to. Like, I don't know. There wasn't as much training as we have now. And I always think, like, I don't know. I always think that if I could have done it back then, that anyone can do it now, because it is so easy. I have so many leaders that I follow on YouTube. And even as a presidential diamond, I'm always listening to trainings. Always. Like, I'm always wanting to learn new things. And as a new distributor, you know, there are so many Zooms out there that teach you how to do a proper power hour. There's so many different trainings that teach you absolutely everything in this business, that so I'm kind of contradicting what I said before. You do have to go after it and just do it, but you do have to do the training too. And that's something that I always, like I said, I am 0% green, 0, but I am very adamant that everybody should do trainings, especially when you're brand new, just so you know what the heck you're doing.
Well, and it's just like you said, and I love what you said. You said 1 day in the field is equivalent to 1 month of research, which is so true. Like, I think about me going through real estate school, and I knew all the stuff on paper, but once I got into the field, I didn't know anything. Like,
yes.
I was like, what did I just go to school for? Like, I have no idea. Or similar to going here at a restaurant, and you go and you study the menu, and you've got the menu knowledge, and then they put you on the floor, and you're like, I don't know how to talk to people. Like,
yes.
I know what's on the wine list, but that's it. And it's the exact same thing. But the cool thing about this business is that we can earn as we learn. And so, but if you don't actually go out and earn, and you literally just sit there and learn, you will earn not a dime. And so, but you do have to actually learn in order to earn, but you can earn as you learn. I feel like Dr. Seuss. but you know, that's the great thing. That's the great thing about, but I love that you said that.
Yeah. I just, that's why I preach that all the time, because I see it all the time when I sign someone who's super green, and then they sit there for like 6 months and they know every single product, and they're really good in all the team pages. They can answer every question. I swear to God, their whole 6 months, all they've done is learn every ingredient. They learn what product breastfeeding moms can have. Like, they know literally everything, which is amazing, because if you have a question, they'll know it. But all they've done is help other people make money, and they've made nothing, because they haven't even signed a customer, because they're too scared to go out there and talk to people. And like you were just saying, Noelle, we're all here to answer questions and here to tell you what to say and give you all the guidance that you absolutely could possibly need. Mm-hmm. So you just got to do it.
Yeah. So learn, and this is what I did. And I honestly, I think not because it's how I worked, but I really think it's the best way to build and make money. I would get my product questions asked, because you guys, when I first started, I was exactly 50-50 green red. Now my green is like gone and my red is like way high. But when I first started, I was like literally 50-50 green red, no blue, no yellow. And I learned by talking to somebody and putting them on the phone with somebody who knew a ton about our products. And because of that, I'm like an encyclopedia for most of our products. Like, I feel like I've lost a lot of that over the years, but literally, I mean, like, I'm literally like an encyclopedia of our products, the ingredients and how they work and what diseases they can help with and all these different things. And it's because I learned those things as I was talking to people about their health concerns, because you're not going to learn what we have for PCOS in your e-suite. You're not going to learn what we have for diabetes by reading the product coach. You're only going to learn those things by talking to people and you're only going to make money by talking to people. So you might as well have real life scenarios and that way. So all of you greens, you better get out there and start talking to people. Awesome. So do you guys have
I love that.
Corrina? I want to talk to you about one thing. We'll see if they have any questions, but I want to talk to you about one thing that I've talked about a few times in the past, and you hit on it. So I want to hit on it again. You spent everything that you made. You start making 5 figures a month, and you start spending 5 figures a month because you've never had that type of money before. You've never had access to money, and you're like you just are all of a sudden like, I have money. I get to do things that I want. I get to do these things I've always wanted to do. And then you stopped working your business as intensely as you had been, and your check fell by 2/3, right? Like pretty significantly. And I mean, I've had that happen. And it's scary. And talk to me about kind of the financial responsibility that you've learned over the last couple of years.
Oh man. That's like I said, I had never had that kind of money. I spent it all. And let me tell you, I had a blast. I had so much fun, but like I didn't be buying the whole bar. Well, it's just ridiculous. And it is to save. And like you guys, yes, I had fun, but was it necessary? No. And now, like what I'm doing differently this time is making sure that I have all of my bills paid. Everything is paid. Like now my goal is to be 100% debt free. And it's pretty exciting because we basically are, except for my truck. My truck's the only thing that we owe on, and our house. We bought a house. But my goal now is, instead of, spending all my money, is now to be debt free. And to me, I think that is so important. And when I look back to, I was making 15 grand a month. I could have easily, if I had put away money, like even a couple $1,000s every single month, I would have had my truck paid off by now and been completely 100% debt free, instead of buying, rounds of shots for $2,000 in one night. Like, just stupid. And I see a lot of people do that. They go, especially some of the girls, because they were the same personality type as me. They were wanting to travel. They were wanting to do all these things, and they did the exact same thing as me. And we all talk about it. We're like, God, that was so stupid. So you guys, be aware once you hit, once you're starting to make more money, put it away. Get debt free, because debt free is the best feeling in the entire world. If you haven't gotten there yet, I've always been in debt. Like, I've always been in debt. Was living off of off of her credit cards. I was living off of, I've always been living off credit cards. I had to pay her back every dime that she ever lent me. So I've always been in debt. I've never known that feeling of not. And this feeling of not having anything owed on my credit cards, nothing owed on my lines of credit, no student loans anymore. Like, it is the best feeling in the entire world. So once you start making that money, save it, because let me tell you, it is worth it. And I also think about it too. Like, I wasn't really worried about buying a house back then, but if I would have saved a couple $1,000s a month from my triple diamond paycheck, I would have had a down payment on a house in a few months. Like, save your money. That's all the advice I can give you on that.
That's so good. I love it. And then will you just share with us, like, why you think conference is so important? I know the conference tickets are getting ready to come out in October typically, and conference is expensive. And it's one of those things where, like you said, your upline asked you to invest the money that you had just started making to going to Florida. And, I'm sure that you're going to be asking your team to invest money that they have yet to make to go to conference. And why, tell me about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, love you. Kill you. Get out of here. I was actually like really mad. Not mad. I shouldn't say mad. I was annoyed. I was so annoyed with her. And, you know, she's asking me to spend this money to go to conference. But she told me, she's like, if you go to conference, you will promote and you'll make more money. Like, just trust me. And I trusted her. I did. And when I got to conference, this is how I felt. I got there, landed in Florida. I'd never been to Florida. So I was like, hey, well, this is actually kind of cool. So got to Florida, and then I started meeting all of these people that were sidelines, like not even on my team, like sideline sisters. And just I started meeting all these people that were in It Works. And that feeling to be around that many people, the energy is hard to describe. It's hard to describe. You have to just go to know what I'm talking about. But it's so cool. You know, you have so many amazing conversations with all of these incredible people who have so many goals. They all do it's just this huge arena full of people who are working on bettering themselves. And it's just like, I don't know, I was so happy. I'm so happy every time I go. It's just that you feed off the energy. And when they announce those bonuses, it's like, I was shaking and crying because it was like, I knew I'm gonna get. I didn't know how, because like, let me tell you, when I went to conference the first time, I was double diamond. I got like fifth because of that I felt from that conference. Like, it stuck with me. It stuck with me for like months and months and months. And, you know, by the time conference comes again every year, I need it. I need that refuel. I need to fill my cup. I need to be around all these and I always need it. And then again, once I leave conference, it's like, bam, it's like just a kick start, like a gunshot, like you're shot out of the gates to go after your goals. Like, you just feel so confident and so pumped and ready to take it all on. And the cool thing is like, yeah, maybe you feel pumped right now, but for me, when I left conference, it was like, I knew I could do it. It wasn't just I was excited anymore. It was like, I knew that I could do it, because you see all these women up on stage talking, and yes, they're amazing, but that you realize, like, they're all just normal people. Like, they're all normal people. They all have a cool story. They all have different stories, you know, and then I always found somebody that I could relate to. I always met somebody that I could relate to. You know, my first one, I met a whole bunch of VIPs that pumped me up, and I was like, I am going to be down in that VIP section next year. And guess what? Like, I did it. Conference just like makes you decide and pushes you to get there. It makes you believe in yourself, because you have so many people around you, like, hugging you and telling you that you can do it. So, like, you better do it. You can't let them all down.
Yeah, I love that. And you guys, like, I know that going to conference is not going to make you successful, but you're never going to hear a success story and not have conference be a part of it.
Yeah.
I know 100%. That. So it's all about you actually getting there and then putting in the work. Unless you just want to go and have a fabulous vacation. That's a lot of fun too. But if you actually decide to go and then put in the work, you're going to be successful, just like Corrina. Like, I know we have, hundreds and hundreds of conference life change, business change stories, but I literally have never heard a diamond promotion story from diamond to ambassador that didn't involve conference, because it is such a game changer. And you guys, green carpet is coming up next month. And if you don't have a ticket, you can get you can live stream it. And that is like, it's, you know, when you are feeling drained, you need to get around these events, even if it's just through a live stream, to fill your cup.
Yeah.
And when you're feeling
I totally agree with that.
fire, you need to get to the events because that event needs you. People like Corrina need you, right? Like when you were there,
Yes.
you had all these people that filled your cup and inspired you to go triple and presidential. Like that's amazing. So events are so important.
I agree. I think even if it's you getting together with your, like if you have team that's local to you, even if it's not an event, even if it's just getting together with your like-minded people, that helps too. Like, but conferences just that times like a million. And I am such a blue if you couldn't tell, I'm like super blue. I'm red blue. And for me,
You're purple. You love purples.
yeah. For me, conference was just like, I have the best time with my team at conference. Like I always like set up a big night where we all go out and have drinks and have so much fun, and we all bond, and like we just create like this family. And it's just so cool because obviously, like I have team from all, well, probably everybody in here in this Zoom, like you guys are from all over the place, and some of my team I had never met in person. I still haven't met in person, and it's just so cool to have that one day a year where we all get together and just have so much fun and dream together and goals set together and laugh and just have a fun time. I love it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. I love your story, and I'm so filled up. Thank you so much.
Okay, me too. I'm so pumped. I can't wait to get off here and work. Actually, it sounds so weird, but
well,
maybe I'll sign another.
You have a baby to provide for, so while the bun is in the oven, you can do a lot more than when they're out. By the way, toddlers.
I can do a lot more when it's out. Is that what you said?
No, a lot more when they're in.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, what?
You're you should go ambassador while you're pregnant. Yeah, just go ambassador while you're pregnant, and then you'll be fine. Like
that is my goal. I'm working on getting David presidential by the time the baby gets here in October. So I've got 2 more months to do that. So awesome. I got this.
Yay! All right. Well, thanks, Corrina. Have a good night, you guys.
Thanks. Bye, guys.